This right here is the best max rates iron farm for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Build it now, because it will give you all the iron you'll ever need. You want to build this farm at least 100 blocks away from every other iron farm, villager breeder, or anything else that has to do with villagers or working stations. If you have working stations or beds nearby, you want to remove them first. Now, the first step will be to dig out a little hole that has the size 11 by 11. This should be looking like this, and your hole should be 1 block thick. Now that we got the hole, what you want to do is to build a rim all around the entire hole using glass blocks. Now, this will enable you to see what is going on inside of the farm and what your villagers are doing. If you don't want to use glass, then you can use any other solid block that you want. Just make sure that no zombies or baby zombies can enter the farm, so definitely place some solid blocks right here. Now you want to go to the middle of the farm and stack up by 3 blocks. I use stone bricks, but you can use whatever block you want to use. Then you want to check that you have 5 empty blocks to every side, so that your sizes are correct and that you're really in the middle of the entire farm. For me, this is the case, so I can continue. And now I want to remove these 2 blocks right here. These were just temporary, and we leave the last one. And then what we're gonna do is to extend out by 5 blocks. Do this with all 4 sides, and then you should have a plus sign like this. Next up, you want to place in all the blocks so that you have a solid filled-in platform with the size 11 by 11. Now again, what you want to do is to break the middle block and check that you have 5 blocks to every side, so this is the correct middle block. Then grab 30 beds, and you want to start placing beds all around the hole like this. Now we placed 4 beds, and we continue with placing beds like this, so that you have circles all around the middle block. You want to continue until you are left with no more beds in your inventory. Your resulting pattern may look something like this or may look similar, it doesn't really matter, just make sure that you place down 30 beds exactly, no more and no less. Once you made sure that this is the case, you can go into the hole. And now we're gonna start with one side and replace every other of these wall blocks with a working station of your choice. I'm gonna be using fletching tables because they're very easy to get and not that expensive to craft, but you can take any workstation that you want, just like smithing tables, brewing stands, or anything else. So we replace every other of these wall blocks, which will give us 5 working stations per side, and we have 4 sides, so 20 workstations that are placed in the wall of the farm. That means we have 10 working stations left, and what we're gonna do is to just remove 10 of the floor blocks, and you can choose any of these floor blocks that you want and replace them with the working station. I just recommend that you space them about equally so every villager has enough space to work on their working stations. Once you place down exactly 30 workstations, then you can take 4 torches and light up the space so that no hostile mobs can spawn down here. At this point, you probably want to have a convenient spot where you can enter the farm, maybe to trade with your villagers that will be in here later, or maybe for some other reason. And what we do in order to create that is to remove any of these glass blocks and replace it with a solid block. Then remove the block that is above, place 2 ladders, go up, and then place a trapdoor on top of the entire thing. And as you can see, this will now allow us to easily enter the farm without any villagers escaping. For the next step, you want to go on top of your farm, and then you want to place 4 blocks all around the hole like this. Then you want to leave the empty hole in the middle, and you want to extend out by 7 blocks to every side. So 7, and do this to all 3 remaining sides as well. Now you have a plus symbol, and also that means that each of these arms is 8 blocks long, 1 plus 7 extra ones. Now you want to go ahead and fill in the entire platform, but again you want to make sure to leave open the middle block. By the way, for this step you really have to use solid blocks, because if you use glass blocks or leaves or something like this, then iron golems probably won't be able to spawn on this platform. The same logic applies to slabs, just use full solid blocks, just like cobblestone, just like smooth stone or stone bricks. Once you got that solid platform, now what you want to do is to place down one block and go up by one block. Then remove the first one and add 3 more blocks. And now we're gonna create a rim all around the middle platform that is 4 blocks long and looks just like this. Now we're gonna do this second time, but this time just place 1 block right here, then another solid one on top, remove the first one, and then we're gonna create a rim, but this time this rim will only be 1 block long like this, going all the way around the entire platform. Now your entire platform should be looking like this and should have following sizes. Outgoing from the middle, you have 8 solid blocks, then you go up by 1, you have 4 solid blocks, up by 1, and there you have 1 solid block. Now I'll get 2 villagers to my farm and I have a nice village nearby, so that is very convenient in order to get them there. But of course you can also use a villager breeder, link to that is in the video description, or any other kind of villager sources. Anyway, you can now use boat and lead to get them to your farm. As you can see, you can simply use the lead on the boat and pull the villager all the way into your farm. You can use either the top hole or the one at the side to take the villagers into your farm. Once you got your 2 villagers down here, what you want to do is to throw them some bread. Sooner or later, this will make them breed, and now you just have to wait until you get 30 adult villagers down here in your farm. But whenever you see a nitwit like this that has a green coat and you can't trade with him, you have to kill him. But in survival mode, I recommend using some lava, because then the iron golem won't trigger and you won't have any disadvantages when trading. Now as you can see, I got all my 30 working and adult villagers in the farm. That means I can continue with the next step of building the farm. Just by the way, as you can see, we already have an iron golem spawning, a very good sign that your farm will work later as well. And as you can see, there are already 3, very insane. But now let's continue with building the farm. And for this step, I recommend having an infinite water source nearby. So take 2 water buckets, place them down like this, and this will give you infinite water for all the water streams. What we're gonna do is to go to one corner, and there we're gonna place following pattern. 3 blocks like this in a triangle shape, and 5 blocks on top of this level. Now we can place a water source in the corner like this, and do this with all 3 other sides as well. So 5 blocks right here, 3 right there, and then a water source. Now you want to fill all the side blocks with water sources as well, and make sure not to place any water on top of these 2 blocks. Now just do this for all 4 sides too. Then remove these 3 blocks again, because we don't need them anymore, and do this at all 4 corners, and then our water streams should already be finished. As you can see, this gave us some perfect water streams, so wherever an iron golem might spawn on the platform, the iron golem will always get pushed towards the middle, and there your water stream should stop perfectly at the edge of the platform. In order to create the killing mechanism for all the iron golems, so this farm runs automatically, what we're gonna do is to take some signs, place a sign in the hole, then you have to crouch down and place another sign on top of the first one, then place a 3rd sign on top of that one, and you want to place 1 sign on every side of that 3rd sign. Now you want to place 1 more sign on top of every of the 4 signs that are around, so no sign in the middle, and this will give you a perfect pattern, so you can place lava in the middle of these 4 signs. No lava will flow out, but still the iron golems can get through and can get damaged by the lava. As you can see, it will work like this. The iron golem will float in the water, but at the same time in the lava, and will get lava damage. Now we also want to automatically collect the items that will drop down, and now as you can see, for now they will only drop into the hole right here. But what we can do is to take 2 chests and a hopper, take the hopper and place it like this, so with the knob facing to one side, you can choose which side you want, then remove the 2 blocks that are next to that knob, and replace it with a double chest. And now whenever an iron golem is killed, all the items will end up being in the double chest automatically, where you can simply take them out and use them for whatever you want. Now for the case that there were some iron golems spawning before the farm was finished and they spawned outside of the platform, then you want to go ahead and kill them now. As you can see, this isn't the case for me, and then you can start using this farm in survival mode. As mentioned, this farm will run automatically as long as you don't leave a 64 block radius. That means I recommend having an AFK spot nearby. Or much more simple, if you want to AFK, just enter the spot right here where all your villagers are. And then you have a perfect safe spot with lighting where you can AFK and wait for all the iron to drop in and loot whenever you want out of this chest. At this point, I hope this video helped you for your survival world. If it did, then what would help me is a subscription, and also you won't miss any further content when subscribed. Then we see us again in the next video. See ya!